Guys, Richard aka Metal Fan 230 here, and today we're going to be reviewing Torture by Cannibal Corpse. Their most recent album, actually their latest album, that came out last year in 2012. This was my favorite album of 2012. By the way, it was #1 on the list. If you've seen my top 10 albums of 2012, this was at #1. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this album. It's an enjoyable album to listen to. The 12th studio album from these death metal legends themselves. And I just want to say a lot of things I like about this album is the production. It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, once again, produced by the great Eric Rutan. He's a very great producer. Pretty much knows what Cannibal Corpse sounds like, wants to know how they can try to get together, knows what they're all about. And one thing, the guitars sound very tight and sort of very precise, and just the solos sound pretty awesome. There's a great lead sound. The rhythms sound very crunchy, and the bass. I had a complaint. My one complaint on Evisceration Plague was that there was hardly any bass at all. You could barely hear it in the mix. This time around, you can actually hear it more on this album. And the drumming on this album from Paul Mazurkiewicz, it's very big. It's pretty awesome. And the vocals, by far, from Corpse Grinder are very, very damn good. Like how he's still singing low and high. He does damn good high range, and he still sings very fast, but also pronounces words properly. So he's still pretty good. And the artwork, it's better. But when you first see this artwork, you'll probably think, oh boy, another one. But it's actually a cover. When you pull it out, holy shit. Look at this. For me, this artwork kind of reminds me of a bit of Butchered at Birth kind of thing, with have sort of shit hanging in the background, crazy shit in the background. It's just once you see this artwork, this is actually the return of Cannibal Corpse using gory artwork since The Wretched Spawn, which is the first album they did have gory artwork in 8 years, which is holy shit. Kind of reminds me of Butchered at Birth and sort of Gallery of Suicide in a way. This artwork right here, just wow. Once I saw this, I don't know what to say. It can't leave my mind. But yeah, this album is flawless. But let's talk about all these songs on this album. Now, the album opens up with "Demented Aggression," which is a very, very great song. It has a lot of fast vocals, and it's just all over the place. It's just pounding. It's just wow. The next song is called, which is a great song. Then we get to Sarcophagic Frenzy. Sarcophagic? Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that word, sorry. It's a great song. It has a lot of great guitars in that song. It sounds pretty awesome. And there's a great solo in that song. It's pretty good. Then we get to probably one of the best song on the album, which is a song called Scourge of Iron, which has pretty much a great groove in there. It has a very, very great solo. Low is awesome. It's just wow. Next song then we get to the next best song, which is Encased in Concrete. It's just wow. Most of these song titles are just wow. It's just a very great intro lead, and it's just a great song. It has like the intro, the lead starts off with the lead. It's just a great song. There. Next song is called As Deep as the Knife Will Go, which just has a lot of fast drumming from Paul Mazurkiewicz. It's just one of his highlights on this album. It's pretty good song. Next song is called Intestinal Crank, which is it's just a very, very technical, has a lot of interesting parts, guitar parts and stuff. It's very, very technical and just wow. Then we get to the next song is called Followed Home Then Killed. Ooh. It starts off with sort of a clean guitar, or it sounds very creepy. And then after that, it just gets right into it. It's just a very good song. Next song is called The Strangulation Chair, which has a very good bass part from Alex Webster. I think this is pretty much his best playing on this album. Playing on this album. He's pretty good at the bass, and there's some really great guitar parts in that song. It's very impressive. Next song is called Caged, Contorted, which is a very fast song. There's a groove in there, and there's some fast singing from Corpse Grinder, which is actually one of his best album that he's actually singing on. In fact, of all the albums that Corpse Grinder sings on, this is pretty much his best best so far. Next song is called Crucifer Avenged, which is a very great song. It has another song that Paul's drums sort of stands out. It's just very pounding. It's just like it's sort of pounding your skull in. It's just wow. Next song is called Rabid, which has a lot of fast singing, and just a very great solo in that song. It's just I'm really impressed of how Corpse Grinder sings. I keep saying it, but he's just very impressive of the way he sings songs. Very different of how Chris Barnes sings it, but he actually I like Corpse Grinder. He's just fucking awesome. Alright, anyway, the last song on the album is called Torn Through, which is a great way to end the song. It's mostly instrumental. There's a few parts where George actually sings, but for the most part it's a bit instrumental song. Now overall, Torture is pretty much a great album. It's very enjoyable. If anybody wants to recommend any newer Cannibal Corpse albums, I would recommend this and probably a couple albums before that. It's just a very great album, and I'm not trying to be biased, it's just fantastic. It's just, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm not just bullshitting around, I'm actually mean it. So the score I'm going to give Torture. I'm going to give Torture by Cannibal Corpse a perfect 10 out of 10. I'm not biased, go listen to this album. I'm just fucking blown away. Yeah, see you guys and keep it metal.